Sprinters. Sarah Reinecke here. This is week 5. We only have 2 more weeks after this, which is so crazy. It's been so fun to watch all of you grow and get to know each other and make headway in this business. It's the teacher in me that loves to see things working, and I love all the positive feedback about the accountability groups and you girls getting to know each other and finding some people that really are on the same mission as you and that you learn from. That makes Teacher Mama happy as well. This week we're going to be talking a lot about personal development and follow-up. So let's talk first personal development. I have been in this business 2.5 years, I guess, as of about now. And, I still listen to calls on Sunday nights. I do a lot of reading. I follow Sarah Robbins' blog. I knew as a teacher that I had to keep growing. I had to keep learning. And I knew that it was important to be a lifelong learner if I wanted to be good at my craft, because teaching is a craft. And I knew a lot of people feel like teaching, hey, if you know your multiplication tables, you can teach 3rd grade. Well, there's a craft to it. And if you want to be good at it, then you got to keep learning. And I have learned now with Rodan and Fields that sales is a craft. There are things that you can learn that help you. I mean, that good old feel, felt, found thing I learned at a corporate training 2 years ago from Craig, and that's huge. I've used that all the time. And Jared has taught me lots of things too, and being in sales, but it's a craft, guys. And if you want to get better at it, then you need to study it and be a learner of the craft, because there are lots of things that you can always, no matter how long you've been in the business, there are always things that you can learn and get better at. Some ways that I do personal development. One is I do try to read some leadership books or some sales books. One of my favorites is a book called The Little Red Book of Selling. And I should have had it out here for you. It's a little just red handbook thing. It's written by this funny guy. It's one that one of Jared's bosses gave to him a long time ago, and it is a really great book about little ins and outs of selling. The other book that I just read, actually bought it to go to Mexico, called The Sell by one of the guys from Shark Tank, and I loved it. It's all about personal development. He talks in there about getting up to work out in the morning and taking care of yourself is income producing, because if you feel good and you feel healthy, you're going to sell more. And he talks about time wasters, and he's got a ton of great things in there. So I would encourage you to find that book that you can read maybe 10 or 15 minutes a day to continue your growth in that category too. Also, those calls on Sunday nights. And I know for me, if I don't listen to one live, then I say I'm going to listen to it on Monday or Tuesday, and then suddenly my week is gone because my life is crazy, just like most of yours. So I have learned that if I can try to catch at least one live, and a lot of times I'm in the car with the kids and I put on my earbuds, or I'm at home doing laundry and I'll put those earbuds in and try to listen to that, or I'm cooking dinner or something. I'm usually multitasking. I'm going to admit to that. But the Sarah Robbins call, I love Sarah Robbins calls. They're always on Sunday nights. And if you want more information on where to find those, if you don't know, be sure to message me or Kara or Anna. She's a former teacher, so I think her calls are always really well planned and laid out. Romy also does calls, the Powered by You group, and I love her calls on Sunday night too. They're always purposeful. And she has them all recorded to where you can go back and listen to them very easily in her files. So if you're not added to that group and you want to be, message me or Kara or Anna, and we can do that as well, because I know sometimes being in a million groups can be overwhelming. And last but not least, Team Give does a call every Sunday. I've done several of them. We've, the level 5 leaders all take turns doing those, and we all have specialties in different areas. This last one was all about the Canadian girls that have done so well, and how they grew their business so quickly. So I always try to catch at least one, and if I don't catch it, I do my best to get a recording. It's just like exercise. If I get out of the habit of listening to those calls, then suddenly 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks goes by. So it needs to be something that's a habit of mine that happens every Sunday. And I would encourage you to do the same, because every single week I pick up on at least one little thing that I can tweak and get better at. Also, Sarah Robbins has a blog. I don't know if you're on her email newsletter feed. I really like it. She did a video today about her transition out of teaching, and I found it very helpful. So if you aren't a part of that blog, and her website, I think it's called rockandrobins.com, username team, password team, TEAM. There's a ton of great resources on there. And if you haven't found that yet, you might want to get familiar. And also, I don't know if you guys have found the Redefine Your Future blog. And Anna was just featured in this, an amazing little article about her. And you can go to Redefine Your Future blog and you can search for nurse, or you can search for teacher, and it will pull up any of the blogs or stories that are about a teacher or a nurse. And if you want to search for a certain person, you can do that as well. I have utilized these before, so if you know a nurse who wants to be a stay-at-home mom and you find an article about a nurse, you can take that article and copy and paste the URL and send it to someone and say, hey, I saw this article today and I thought about you and thought, man, if this girl can do it, you can too. We need to be talking. So Redefine Your Future blog, if you're not familiar with that, that's something else to have on hand. Also, I know Kara talked last week about power partners, and Kara and Anna and I learn from each other all the time. Morgan and I talk often too, and we learn things from each other all the time. And I also have my power partner in Maryland, which is she's in Give, just a different branch. And she and I learn from each other and take ideas all the time. So I think that's also a really great place for personal development whenever you find those people that you can work really well with. And continue to learn and push each other that way. Let's see here. So I do want to encourage you. I know a lot of you are just starting out in your business or are just getting going. If you make these things a habit for you now, then your team will do the same. You know, if you're posting your videos and you're doing your homework and you're leading by example that way, then guess what? Your team is more likely to do so. It's kind of like if I'm eating chicken fried steak and gravy, which I really like a lot. If I'm eating that all the time, I can't expect my kids to eat carrots and cabbage and celery. If I want my kids and family to eat healthy, guess what I need to do? I need to eat healthy and cook healthy. It works exactly the same way. Your team will take on your personality, and oddly enough, I have a whole lot of smart aleck people on my team that make me laugh and send me these hilarious things. I'm like, how did I get a team full of funny smart alecks? Ooh, well, maybe I do know why. But I love that. But I do encourage you to get in these habits now. So that way, whenever you grow a team and you have those business partners under you, then they will see that that's the way to go. Because if they want to be successful, they need to be plugging in and doing what they need to do to grow. Also, last but not least, I wanted to talk to you about following up. And, you know, I've been listening to your videos, and so many of you are saying, I reached out to 45 people, reached out to 25, and I got no new PCs and no Cs, which I can sense that a lot of you are feeling frustrated about that. And I understand that. I do completely. And I've had plenty of moments in my 2.5 years where I've called Maisha or Kara or somebody and been like, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, you know, this happened, or this didn't happen that I thought was going to happen. Guys, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I know it's easy for me to say at this point, but, you know, I've been where you've been. I have sent all those reach outs, and, you know, just yesterday I took this leap of faith and mentioned it to a chicken lister sitting next to me at a pedicure, and she goes, I sell Nerium. Oh, shot down, you know, but I gave it a whirl. And I'll also tell you that the girl that I signed up last Friday, she's a dream teamer of mine that I reached out to first. So, I mean, right at the beginning when I first started, just like plenty of you are. And she said, oh, thank you, Sarah, but no thank you. And that's the last we spoke about it. And then 2.5 years goes by, we saw each other at the reunion, and she said, oh my gosh, I want to do this with you. And she's never liked or commented or said one word to me about this in 2.5 years. So here's what I want to say to you. Those reach outs, that's step one. Now you've got to be a presence on Facebook. You need to be posting before and afters, also having fun. This is why going to events and taking pictures with all of the people there and having a good time, and you post Oh, what a great party, Maisha's Lexus party or whatever it is you're doing, or if it's an event in Hayes and Joplin or wherever. Or like Anna posted the other day, a screenshot of us having a Zoom meeting. Like, oh, how fun is it to have a meeting and our drinking coffee in our kitchen with technology? People are watching that kind of thing. They want to know that you're having fun, that you're confident, that you are a part of something neat. I'm telling you right now, more people make this choice over being a part of something amazing than about the skincare. So keep posting. Those people are watching. I promise you that. Regarding following up, here's a little trick that I like to do. When I notice on their Facebook, like, oh, they just got married, I'll send a message. So if I haven't heard back, maybe a couple weeks later, and I saw in the meantime that they got married, I'll be like, oh my gosh, your wedding pictures were gorgeous. You looked great in your dress. Oh my goodness, you guys seem so happy. Oh, by the way, I had in my calendar to reach back out to you today to see if we could have a conversation about Rodan & Fields. When's a good time for you? Basically, I think of a different reason to reach out to them first. Oh my gosh, looks like that bake sale went so well at church last week. Something like that. And, it depends on who it is. If it's someone that I know very well and I know they're interested, I might send them a message that says, hey girl, those sunspots aren't going away unless we talk, winky face emoji. That solves all problems. But if I don't know them that well, I might say, here's something that works very well. I will say, oh my goodness, girl, I know you are so busy, and I totally get that. You've got a million things going on. I just thought maybe I could catch you for about 10 minutes to let you know about what's going on with Rodan & Fields. Would Monday or Wednesday work better for you? But if you validate that they're busy, and that kind of takes away, oh, I don't have to make an excuse of why I didn't answer her the first time. So validate them on that. And also remember, if they don't respond to you, that's not a no. So that's actually better than the someone that reaches right back out to you and says, I sell this, or I sell that, or I'm not interested. Be thankful that those people told you where they stand, because at least you're not wasting any more time on them. But if they don't respond, that's okay. They're thinking, they're researching, they're watching. So there goes the second part of your follow-up, which is being a presence and having your virtual franchise open on Facebook or whatever social media that you're utilizing. So hopefully that helps. Don't get frustrated. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And remember that you have something amazing to offer. Our skincare rocks. There's nothing like it. And this business opportunity, I am so thankful every single day that my best friend gave Maisha my name, even though I was so annoyed in the beginning. It changed the trajectory of my life and our lives, my family's lives. And so let that be a motivator for you. You could be that catalyst for someone. You could be that person, like my best friend was to me, that passes that name along, that it changes everything for them. They can make house payments. Maybe it's going to get them out of debt. Maybe it's going to pay for their school loans, whatever it is, paying for their Disney trip. You could be that person that offers that up. So get out of your mind that you're bugging them. Get it out of your mind. You're not. You're offering them something awesome. And if you had a winning lottery ticket and you had 10 of them, who would you give them to? Who would you give it to? And that's exactly what you got to be thinking. It's an awesome opportunity. You're not bugging them. So make it a great week. Oh, homework. Here's your homework. 2 pieces. One, our normal consultant category. If you sign a new consultant this week, it's always 3 points. Now, here's the kicker. Because this is a huge recruiting week. This is a big week in the month always, because, when it gets towards the end of the month, it gets a little trickier because of the new incentive. So focus on recruiting this week. See how many deals you can close up. So if you sign a C, that's always 3 points. But your homework is, if you sign a C and get them to EC by next Monday at midnight, then you get 2 points. So if you do that twice, then you could actually get a total of 10 points. 3 and 2, 3 and 2. I hope that makes sense. Also, I'm going to post here on the homework feed. It's going to say goals on there. And I'm encouraging you to get with your accountability partners and create a goal between now and next Monday night. Whether it's a cumulative PSQV goal, whether it's a C or PCs, or whatever it might be. With your accountability and power partners, you need to make sure that you are setting weekly goals and revisiting those. Otherwise, you're not going to have anything to measure each week. So please show on the feed what your guys' goal is and how you've decided to do that. and then focus on recruiting this week and try to get them to EC, because this month is all about those EC legs. So good to talk to you. This was a long one, 15 minutes. Yikes. Hope it was worth it. Talk to you guys soon.